What's up, guys? Rev, I'll be checking in live. I got that cool ass fucking torch I designed finally wicked, so I wanted to let you guys see it on fire.
It's fucking cool.
Alright, we'll jump inside and we'll get started with our talk. Alright. Oh, there's a baby in here. I'm so about to kill the kitty cartoons. What's up? Oh, I see. You thought because I went outside you were going to take over my TV. Oh.
No.
All right. Sorry, my kids like took over my room in the 30 seconds I was outside. What's going on, Larry? I see you guys checking in. Hang on, let me get my camera set up. So yeah, I'm always doing like a million things at once. You know, me and my amazing wife. Hang on. I can't turn while on live. Oh, I guess I gotta stay vertical now. Okay. We'll do it this way today. What's up, everybody? Hang on, let me grab that torch. What the hell did I do with it? Aha! So you can see it up close. This thing is badass when it's on fire. I'm also offering some lessons if you guys want to learn how to do fire eatings and fire offerings and things like that, which are very, very cool. Very cool performance prop, this thing here. They're a little heavier than I thought they were going to be, but you saw me kind of toss it around outside a little bit. It's not too bad of a prop. You know, they're very well made. I had these hand forged by a blacksmith. This guy, and I mean, he did an excellent job. I mean, the detail on these things is just incredible. And right down to the laser etched devil head there at the bottom where the mouthpiece actually is. So this is where you can put your mouth and blow and make those really big flames like you saw, and do circles or whatever you want to do. These are really cool ritual prop to use. So yeah, if you've got like a garage or something, you do your rituals in your garage or something like that, I mean, these are super duper cool. Or if you're outside somewhere. This wick on this one is a 2-inch wick. So it makes a really big flame. Like you saw, it makes a bigger flame than some of the other torches I used in my other videos, if you compare them. So I probably wouldn't like this in the house, okay? Because that probably wouldn't be a good idea. But you could probably get away with it in like the garage or something like that, you know?
I will take that.
All right, I'm going to hand this off to my wife, who did an incredible job wicking that thing. So it takes a while and a lot of effort to put one of those things together, man.
There's still a lot of fuel.
You know,
on this.
the guy literally hand forged that thing, you know, and then after the whole thing was crafted, had to wait for him to get it to me to then get the right, you know, wicks and stuff to put on there. It's got to get sewn, and it's just a long drawn out process. Okay. So these are one of a kind. I'm the only person in the world that has these torches. So if you guys want them, or if there's people out there that want them, let me know. And I'll see if I can get some exclusively for you guys in this group, okay, out there that like that kind of stuff. So, with that said, let me look and see who's here. What's up, Danielle? All right, cool. I hope my comments are working. I know it's kind of weird being turned this way, but we're just gonna kind of roll with it. So, I once again have no idea what the hell I'm going to talk about. Even though I asked somebody like a couple hours ago, like, what am I going to talk about on the live? I still didn't come up with a plan. Okay. Larry, you know what? I'm pretty sure that he can make just about damn near anything. But I was really interested in having something crafted that represented the Infernal Trinity. And so I had him do, of course, a pitchfork. And then I threw some extra little occult symbols and stuff like that. And then a little devil head as a joke, you know. So just in case if I use it like in a public or on stage or something like that, I could just make a joke like, you know, got this from the devil and keep it moving. So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he can make you a sword. He makes a lot of cool stuff, dude. If you want something, just let me know. We'll get an idea of what you want, and then I'll send it over to him and see if he can craft it for you. Okay? So with that said, what did we talk about yesterday? Man, do I even remember? What the heck did I talk about yesterday? Jeez. I got 4 kids, guys. You're going to have to bear with me.
We have young timers.
I have young timers. All right?
Some timers.
Some timers.
One or the other. Young or something like that.
So, yeah. We've talked about all kinds of stuff. Okay? I mean, if you guys are going back and watching these live videos and stuff, I covered all kinds of stuff. This group has been around, I think, for 3 years or more now. You know, we've had members come, we've had members go, different stuff happened in here. Like I said, when it started, we were talking about a lot of Goetia and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, the ends. I forgot, yeah. Hey, you know what? Let's run that back. Will you grab the Ars Infernum off that shelf over there? Please, honey? Let's run that back one more time. Okay, some people were also asking, like, what's good books for, like, you know, like studying the lore. If you don't know the lore and the demons and whatever and like history and stuff like that, there is no greater source than Michael Ford. Okay. I've been following Michael Ford for more than 15 years. Okay. And, I can't suggest anybody that knows more about, like the history and the ideologies than Michael Ford. Okay. So anything by him is just going to be great if you want to get into the ideologies and have a backstory to go with your spirits and stuff like that. So, what's up, Asen? We'll talk about high magic. I'll talk about high magic. So, with that said, let's run back that same contest we had yesterday. I'm on flip 2, and this one, okay, this is a Duke. I'll tell you, it's a Duke. Okay? It's a Duke. And then here's a, let me go through one of these ends. So this book's $150, something like that. This is a Duke. Anybody who can tell me what this phrase means, okay, and which Duke this saying is from. This is verse 1. I'll send you this book for free, okay? Sux usa bolaris mamal. Erpesa tov pium el nava. Zekalor aviola enumis. Anybody that can name that phrase, that spirit, tell me what it means. That book is yours. Okay? So, with that said, let's move along, guys. Let's move along, okay? Because nobody's going to get that. The ass inferno. And I'm not poking fun, but I'm poking fun, okay? Because the same people that sold me that book, you know, I jumped on eBay and found these same freaking guys selling stuff like haunted, possessed, cross. And it was like from a Catholic church, like just a cross. And it was like, oh, it's possessed because it was, I was like, really? Like, you guys are selling a cross for like $200 that's worth $10? Like, come on, you know? So that kind of pissed me off. So with that said, that's going to make a really good start of a fire to burn one of these days. Let's see. I'm hearing Anubis. Talk about Anubis. I think there's enough stuff about Anubis. I think he's got his own entire cult that existed at one point. There's enough back history on Anubis, okay? But that was not it, if that was also a guess. Because I asked what you guys want to talk about, but I'm thinking his guess is Anubis. That is wrong as hell, okay? She said, I'm selling haunted. Dude, they were selling haunted crosses like the haunted doll. Buy a doll. Wait, hold on. Look, this is exactly what it was like. Let me tell you. I've got a possessed Chucky. $2,500 for the first person. One of a kind. Like, you've never seen this fucking Chucky doll before? You know, it's like one of those things. And I'm like, are you kidding me? You get it home and you're sleeping and Chucky's like, chew! You know, or something. I don't know. But that just really crushed me. I'm like, come on, guys. You know, like, really? So with that said, here, I'll read it again. Steven says he jumped in at the end of the reading. Okay. I will read that saying again. Okay, that's how confident I am that you will not be able to tell me what it means or which spirit it is from. Okay. Sek usa balaris mamal Erpesa talav piun elnava zaka lor aviala inumis. Good luck. Okay. So with that said, dude, it's some bullshit. I'm sorry. It's just mumbo jumbo. Okay. You're better off just fucking doing it with your own words that have meaning. You're better off just saying something like, Satan, just open the gates of hell for me, please. I'm trying to do this ritual tonight. And I really, really, really want this to fucking work. Okay? You're better off just saying that and lighting your candle. At least you're getting some type of message into your mind that you can understand. Larry says, I had a cursed wedding ring. It brought me nothing but pain and sorrow. Sell it. Sell it for $500. Dude. I'm sorry. That's terrible. You know, I thought I was bad, but that's really, really bad. Hell no, it's not Belial. You know, sorry. But hey, by the end of this live, you could probably have guessed all 72 spirits. What do you know? By the time I get done making these lives, you will have named them all. Okay. So, with that said, guys, let's talk about some other stuff. Somebody was asking me about. I had mentioned possessed toys. Let me tell you about that crazy shit. Okay. So when I was younger, and I'm guessing on an age here because I'm not really sure how old I was when this shit happened. And it happened more than once, okay? And my sister, she was on one of these lives, and I wish she was here now because she can confirm this crazy shit actually happened in real life, okay? The first time it happened was with a fucking, a Barney doll. She had a stuffed Barney the fucking dinosaur, okay? And if you don't know, this show is like an old kid's show, okay? You should know because the guy was a rapist. You know, I think they canceled the whole thing. So, but anyway, she had this Barney purple fucking dinosaur. All right, and it used to say stuff like, I love you, you know, and stuff like that. Whatever, sing the little song, Barney's a dinosaur, etc. So, one day, she's, and this happened to her first. This wasn't something that happened to me first. We lived in the same house, okay? And so, one day, I'm in my room, and she's in her room, and I hear her just wailing out, crying, okay? I'm going there, what the fuck is going on, okay? She's like, Barney's talking on his own, okay? Now, mind you, you gotta push this fucker in order for him to talk. He don't just talk, okay? Barney's talking on his own, okay? I'm like, okay, no problem. We whack him a couple times, you know. I'm like big brother. I'm gonna go in there, beat him up a little bit, you know. I must have been like 10, 11, somewhere in there, you know, young. And I'm beat him up and shit and throw him in the closet, you know? And he goes in the closet and then we hear him. I love you. Okay, no, okay, fucking Barney. You know, like what the fuck, dude? So I pull him out, you know, rip his fucking batteries out. I'm like, dude, do you want Barney? Because I'm about to tear his ass apart. Okay, I took the batteries out the fucking thing. I'm like, okay, boom. There's no batteries in this thing. Okay? By this point, I've pretty much torn most of the wires And this fucker says it again. I love you. You know, I think Barney needs a hug. We were done. Barney's ass was out of the fucking house at that point. Okay. And I honestly couldn't tell you if it was something that happened over like the course of a few days, but I remember that specific event where that doll just would not stop fucking talking. Okay. That was the first time we had something really weird happen at my mom's house. Okay. Um, the second time it happened, I had gotten one of those Bart Simpson. He was kind of made of plastic like Chucky, and in the back of him was a pull cord. Okay, so this had to be in the 1990s or something when the Simpsons were popular, right? And he had like the pull cord in his back, and he'd say shit like "Eat my shorts," when you fucking pull this cord. And the same thing happened with him. It was like one day I was playing with him in the basement, and you had to pull his cord for him to talk, and he started going off. Eat my shorts, do the Bartman, cowabunga, dude, and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, So once again, I knew from Barney what was gonna happen with Bart. Okay, so I gave him no mercy. I just started fucking clobbering this thing, and we just destroyed it completely, ripped the fucking cord out and everything. Okay, and then it would not stop fucking talking. Okay, so again, I had to like take this thing out of the fucking house to the trash can and hope that it didn't like show up back in my house. All right, so those were the two times that I had like real life fucking, I guess, possessed sort of toys things that happen. Okay, now I will tell you that I do know now why it happened. Okay, back then I had no clue, but I know now why it happened. So there was a point in my life where I had moved out of my mom's house, like ran away from home type of deal. Okay, when I was a teenager, and I used to have this wood paneling on the wall in my room. Okay, so she decided once I had ran away and moved out and whatnot that she was gonna tear that fucking paneling down and repaint the room. When she tore that paneling down, on the walls in that room was all kinds of fucking sigils and flags and like crossed out Confederate flags and like pictures of swirls and different like crop circles and esoteric designs. Like somebody had been doing some type of ritual in that room. So I'm not really sure what transpired in there because that was before we moved in. We also found out that the lady that lived in the house before us died in there. So we don't know if she got murdered in that room, but we do know that like there's some spots where paint and stuff where there's always like a constant stain on the wall that you just can't, no matter how much you paint over it, the stain always seems to come through. Okay. So those were the two experiences I had with something getting possessed, and I think it was specifically connected to that room that I was in, and the energy that was inside of that house with that lady passing. Okay, so I think that those two things were the situation that caused that to occur. So that's a crazy ass fucking story that really happened to me in real life. Okay. And I think that me being in that room and in that space for so many years is also what contributed to me having a lot of success with, supernatural phenomena and stuff like that. I think that just, in those types of places where there's already high energy like that, it's easier to tap into it. Okay. So with that said, I'm going to open up for some questions. Let me scroll back up here. Danielle says, I could never bring myself to try and say that during a ritual or ever. Steven, nope, I'm done. Shit, those are creepy as fuck. Unpossessed. Yeah, those dolls were creepy as hell. Bart was the size of Chucky, and I don't know if you saw how big Chucky was. I just threw him over there. But Bart was the size of Chucky, and then Barney was just a little bit bigger than him. Okay. I think Steven said, could it be bioelectric from interference from me that made it activate? Yeah, I also think that too. Because at that point in my life, I was doing like martial arts and, Tai Chi, and I was really like Kung Fu boy at that point in my life. And yeah, dude. So I think that all of that sort of played into what transpired. You know, I was just really high energy, and then the energy that was in the house, and then us being fixated on the dolls was enough to cause it to get some kind of egregore or something going on in there. What's up, Rhino? So yeah, that's one story or a couple stories that of weird stuff that's happened to me. Okay, I'll tell you another weird one. Okay, that sort of aided in my belief in actual real life magic. Okay, so I must have been about, I guess, 15 years old. Okay, and I used to hang out with the kids down the street a lot. And so I was down the street, we were hanging out, and we were bored as fuck that day. There was like nothing going on. It's like clear skies. We had done the trampoline, you know, flips, play fighting thing to death. So we were like, now what the fuck are we gonna do? You know, there's no girls. What the fuck are we gonna do? So I'll go home and I get these. I had this fucking pair of like those cheap binoculars you get at a baseball game that you put around your neck. I'm like, I guess I'll just start, you know, gazing up and trying to see if I can find some stars during the day. So I'm out there looking around with these fucking binoculars, staring up in the sky, and I saw something off in the distance. Okay, it was like I thought it looked like a triangle at first. I was like, that's weird, a fucking flying triangle. Okay, so it's got to be a kite. All right. So this thing's coming at me from a distance, and I'm looking at it with my binoculars. Okay, suddenly it gets closer and closer and closer, and it's not a triangular shape. It's more like a triangle with a circle at the top. Okay, this thing's solid black, and it's moving rather fast, you know. And mind you, this was back. Um, let's see, I graduated high school in '04, so this was before I graduated high school. Um, and you know, this thing flying closer and closer towards me, and then it's so close that I have to, you know, take the binoculars off and just look with my bare eyes to try to figure out what this thing is. Now, it's so high up in the sky that you can't tell exactly what it was. Okay, I thought it was a kite. Okay, the other thing I thought was, wow, there's no remote control planes or anything that's that cool, because back then we had air hogs. I don't know if anybody remembers that. You pump it up, it's a fucking little airplane, then it goes bzzz, you hit the little buzzer, the propeller, and it goes bzzz, and you throw it. Okay, and I'm like, well, nobody's got anything that fucking cool, right? And that big, that would be a lot of money. So this, anyway, this shape gets closer and closer to me. It drifts down closer and closer to me. And you're not gonna believe this when I tell you tell you this, okay? You're gonna think I'm crazy, but it was a person that was flying, okay? A real live person that was in the air flying. They had on a black trench coat, all black, okay? I don't know if it was a male or a female or anything like that, okay? I couldn't tell you, but I could see the figure of the person, okay? Actually flying like some shit out of the Matrix or something like that, okay? And then they turned around and did a whole fucking circle like this, like a fucking vulture circling its meal or something like that, okay? And then it took off in the same direction that it fucking came from. Now that was super duper bizarre to me. I have no explanation for that. You know, I was thinking, you know, Jeepers Creeper was not out yet, dude. It was not out yet. That's how old that fucking story is. Jeepers Creepers was not even out yet. Okay, I'm talking about air hogs. This was like 90s, dude, late 90s when this shit happened. And but that was so fucking bizarre, you know, to see somebody flying around like that. Okay. And this was in Chicago. So that's a weird fucking thing. You know, there's a lot of skyscrapers and shit like that out there, but where I was at, it's in the suburbs. You know, it wasn't really like anything blocking my view. It was like a clear blue sky and somebody fucking flying around. Um, I wish it could have been something like Jeepers Creepers. You know, I wish it was fucking zombies already. Like, let's just get this shit over with. Like, I'm just ready for it. Whatever it is, just bring it on already. I have enough of this shit, you know? So, yeah, with that said, you know, some people might think I'm crazy. Whatever. You guys know that everything I I have no explanation. These things are unexplainable. I don't know exactly why they occurred. I have theories and ideas. That's it. So this goes into the realm of ideologies, but I'm telling you, weird shit has happened to me. Okay, that and obviously the moving stuff with my hands is another weird fucking thing that started happening to me. And I was talking about with I don't remember who it was or when I mentioned it, but there's some techniques that I learned from like a qigong tradition. I actually started getting really interested in a guy named Costa Danios, and you can look this guy up. But this guy was from like a mountain region where they were right underneath the volcano. That's all I'll say about that. And but he was supposed to be a guy that possessed real life psychic powers because of where they were located and the types of crystals and stones and stuff that came from the volcano that was in their area. And it was rumored that this dude could literally like shoot rocks across the floor with his mind and set things on fire with his mind. There's stories of him like jumping over houses and stuff like that. Okay, so I ended up studying that type of stuff after that experience happened. It led me to that. Like something's going on here, and I got interested in like like Taoist sorcery and shit like that. And so I started practicing these breathing techniques and all this different stuff. One of them is called blood washing, and there you use this to like cleanse various organs and stuff in the body. And then there's different currents of energy that flow through the body. So you do movements and various things to loosen and help the flow of those various currents. Okay, so I was doing that type of stuff. All right, and here's another weird one. Okay, so one day I'm outside doing Tai Chi in the yard. I got my sweatpants on and, I'm done. I'm in the house. I'm sweaty. I'm going to my room. My door is closed to my room, right? I walk up to the door and I do something known as the Chi shout. And I did like the Chi shout and I went to just bash my door open because, I'm like a teenage boy at this point. So let's just bash everything. I go to like palm blast my door open, and before I could touch it, the whole fucking thing blew open. Okay, that was another weird thing that had that triggered for me just fucking around with trance and doing that weird Tai Chi stuff and being the oddball. If the zombies run or can climb, I'll be pissed. This rhino. What that means? That means you just gotta plan smarter. You gotta set traps,
What rule was it? Rule number 1, cardio?
Rule number 1, cardio. What's up, JoJo? You know the rules to survive Zombieland, man. Rule number 1, cardio. So.
Limber up.
Yep, then you gotta limber up,
Sorry.
All right, so. Yeah. And I mean, if you guys have ever had anything like this happen, let me know. The other thing I used to do when I was a teenager, it was really weird. So people I met somebody that tried to come into the group today. I'm not going to say names or point fingers or any of that. I don't even know if they made it in here. Okay. But they were trying to come in. They sent me a DM. They're like, hey, I need to ask you some questions. I'm like, ask away, What do you got to ask, And it was the weirdest fucking thing. Like, they were like, oh, I can't. I was like, well, just go in the group. There's lessons in there, And they're like, I can't talk about it in front of people. I'm like, okay, well, we're all kind of secretive and in our houses with this kind of stuff. It's normal, it's a safe haven. Go ahead and get in the group and the lessons are in there. I can't say it in front of people. I'm like, okay, strike 2. If you say I see dead people one more time, I know you're dead. Okay. I was just like, that was so weird to me. Like, people can't talk about this stuff, but I'm gonna come out and say it. If you feel weird about it, dude, I guess this is the place to be weird about it. Okay. I shouldn't be the only person at home waving his hands in the air, dealing with invisible energies. If you guys aren't doing this stuff and being weird about it, you're not gonna have success. Okay. So. I mean, I talk about this stuff. I'm talking about this stuff. This shit really happened to me. I'll tell you about the first time. Well, I don't know if it's the first time I remember astral projecting because honestly, I remember several times. There's so many now that I can't honestly remember the first time I ever astral projected. But one unique one that I remember specifically was again at the living room of my mom's house, and I was doing exactly what I had told you guys, that little trick about getting at the 45-degree angle and how I had figured that out, based on what the Egyptians were teaching. And we had one of those recliner couches. So here I am all reclined, like this is about 45 degrees, I got to try this shit. And so I'm sitting there, I'm like, let me go into my little trance state and shit. Um, and then bam, I had success, dude. I was like just going into my trance state, and then all of a sudden I wanted to jump up and try to turn on the TV. I don't know why. I felt like turn off the TV. I felt like the TV was on, okay? It was off, but in my mind, I heard it like the TV was on. And my first instinct was like, fuck, it ruined my meditation. I'm going to get up and turn it off, okay? And I jumped out of my body. I was standing in front of the fucking TV stand. We had one of those old school big ass TV stands with the door that slide over on the TV on one side and you put your stereo on the other side. Okay. We had one of those big fucking things. So I'm standing in front of it about to turn the TV off. Okay. And it occurred to me that the TV was off. Okay. And because my eyes were suddenly open. Okay. That's what it was like. It was like my eyes were closed. I had planned to get up and turn off the TV. And then I had teleported across the room and was instantly in front of the TV stand with my eyes opened. That's what it felt like, okay? And it took me a moment because the TV was off, of course. And when I turned around, I saw myself still sitting 45 degrees on the fucking couch. And then I flashed back into my body. Okay, the shock set in. Got to get ready for this, people. The shock set in, and I flashed back into my body, and I was like shaking and sitting in a chair like this. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know if I want to keep playing with that 45 degrees. That's one of those times I really tried to intentionally do it and had success. So it is possible, guys. If you've tried to do this stuff and have not had success, I'm telling you, it's all mental. It's a mental game of sort of getting past your own blocks, to be able to have success. Okay. Okay. Rhino, I'll tell you what else. It's never all, it's not something that has always been on accident for me. At this point, I can do it on purpose. Okay. I can astral project now on purpose. Okay. And that specifically has to do with the fact that I ended up studying hypnotherapy and, hypnosis and stuff like that. And through studying trance and mesmerism and, hypnotherapy, I was able to learn exactly the process to get my mind to trigger every time. So now I can project at will. Another cool ability that I have is the ability to just ask my subconscious questions. Okay. So I can ask questions and it will give me answers. All right. And that's very cool. So you can, I like to incorporate it also with the demons and spirits that I work with. So I'm able to then take a sigil or connect with that energy, ask a question, and then automatically get a response. Okay. And I figured this out based on doing it with my subconscious. Once I was able to do it with my subconscious, I started doing it with other things and figured out I'm still getting a response. Okay. So it's a cool sort of thing that happens after you start to work with some of the techniques. Let me talk about a little bit about astral projection. Man, I'm like getting cotton mouth. Some good ass weed. I'll talk a little bit about astral projection and give you guys a little more of an understanding of what it's like. Okay. So the process of astral projecting is literally, it's similar to when you go down to REM sleep before you enter dream phase. Okay. So it's that same exact process. What's going to happen is your body's going to experience paralysis. Okay, so this is the state you're going for. When you get down towards the paralysis state, which is really down, towards theta. It's deeper than theta. Okay, it's a little deeper than theta. You can start to have the hallucinations and stuff around theta and get the buzzing, but it's deeper than that still. Okay, when you get down that deep, it starts to feel, and we're talking towards sleep, real sleep. It starts to feel like a buzzing, a tingling all over your body. Okay, is what it starts to feel like, and it could be because of the paralysis and the nerves. Who knows? But the point is there gets a point where your body won't move, no matter how much you physically just want to do an automatic. Just I'm gonna move my hand. You can't do that. You have to use your brain and go, I really want to get up right now. You have to really, really try to move. Okay. When you get down to where the state you need to be at to try to astral project. Okay. So that paralysis is no joke. When you get to theta, it's no joke. I talk to people about fear a lot. I was talking about this in the last life. Now I remember. Okay. I was talking about this in the last live, that fear thing. Okay. So I've talked about this a couple times. When you're going down deep like that towards theta, to astral, to try to project, what's gonna happen is if you got fear in there, it's gonna activate. Okay. Now, paralysis is scary. So what happens is some people have various experiences. Some people think the witch is riding them, is what they call it. The witch is riding you. That's when that witch is sitting on you. That demon's sitting on you. You can't get up, but you awake. You know, and that's the reason that happens, because they're in that state where they could project back out, but they're close to their body, if not still in their body, and they haven't projected out far or to any significant space. Okay, I think that also happens when you're low on energy. You stay close to your body. Most of the time, people project distance, some distance away from their body, but when you get low on energy, you stay really close to your body. Okay, and I think that those people are having that experience where they're like low energy or something, and they're in their body. Maybe it's like one of those days where you wake up, you forget to eat breakfast, and then you go somewhere and you end up going back to sleep. Okay, and this probably happened to people when they're young. Like your mom woke you up, take you to babysitter house, and then you go back to sleep, and then all of a sudden, because you haven't eaten breakfast, you got no energy. Okay, so you don't project far. So I hope that makes some sense. Um, okay, can I explain? Asen's asking, can I explain what the astral plane is like? All he hears is that it is complicated. Sure, I will explain what the astral plane is like. Okay, so in the astral plane is the plane of the mental. Okay, so in explaining what it really is, it's different. The experience is different for everyone because we all live in different places, experience different things, etc., etc. So your mind is then going to create realities based on the information that you've experienced throughout your entire life. Okay, so your subconscious is taking in absolutely everything that's around you. Even though you might be sitting there talking and having a conversation or watching this live on your phone right now, your subconscious is looking around, seeing all the colors in the room, every single shape. If you got bugs somewhere around you, it's seeing a little bug. It's paying attention to every little detail. Okay, so when you go to sleep and you reach REM, that REM sleep, and you have that rapid eye movement and stuff, it produces a dream world. Okay, and we're talking about the subconscious mind, and this is not the brain, this is the mind. This is a separate eternal infinite entity. Okay, the mind produces its own dream realm. Okay, based on your own experiences, based on your own imagination. You tap into that right mind and it can create anything it wants. I've been in hellish like realms where there was brimstone and fire, okay, and demons with horns and stuff like that. I've been in earth realms, okay, where there were earthen spirits and just like people, regular people walking around, no demons in sight, okay. I've been in angelic type realms where it's clouds and like infinite energy and stuff like that, and light. Like people get so stuck on the light. Look at that, my light getting brighter as I say that stupid shit. Um, but I've been there to like angelic style realms. But the mind can create whatever you can truly fathom. So I hope that makes sense. So when you get there, it can be whatever it wants to be. And that's important to remember. It's the same thing when you're conjuring. And that's why I'm telling people, like, if you're doing evocations and stuff, when you tap in, it's not going to be like answering a phone call. Hey, this is Belial Hotline. Okay, man, what is up with the Belial Hotline? I'm just going to pick a different. We're going to talk about. Let's talk about the spirit who's actually who's saying that was from the verse. That was Ashtaroth. Okay, good old Ash Tarot. So let's say you're conjuring Ashtaroth, right? It's not going to be like you're picking up the Ashtaroth hotline. Like, hey, what are you doing today? They're not going to appear the same way every time. They're not going to look the same way every time. Okay? They could be different people. They could be animals. They can be whatever the fuck they want to be. Okay? You got to understand that. They don't have a definite form that they take, but what you're trying to get is just a manifestation that's going to then communicate with you. Okay? So the subconscious is very tricky. It doesn't always give you the same characters at all. It's very, very tricky, and it's like a random movie plays every time. Okay. I hope that helps with understanding what the astral is. Okay, or what the spirit world is, because they're the same thing. Danielle said, "Is it similar to that feeling when you first wake up in the morning where you aren't awake and definitely not sleeping and feel distant, like you're coming to?" Yes, that's exactly the point where you can project. Okay, and I recommend doing it that way. And I'll drop this bomb on here, I guess, but it's like an inner circle thing, but I'll drop it on here anyway. That's one of the techniques I suggest, is to try to wake up in the morning or set an alarm clock earlier than when you need to wake up, okay, and try to crack or break your REM sleep cycle and wake up for literally like 5 to 10 seconds and then go right back to sleep, okay? And then that way you can really try to catch yourself going in and have control and go lucid and project, okay? I've got some other techniques, but that's one of the ones I recommend. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm checking these comments. Cool. So I've been on for 45 minutes. I'm gonna open up for a couple more questions, you guys. Got any questions about anything specific? Or just let me know, and I will try to get those answered the best I can. The easiest way to project really is, like I said, is to get with a witch that knows how to do it. You get with a witch that has the powers, and they can put you in. Okay, that's the way. That's the best way. You get with somebody you trust, and they can put you in. And really, you need to do it in person. That's really the best way to do it. Even though I'm doing sessions with people on, the Zooms and stuff like that, the best way is in person. You just can't deal with people the same way that you can through video. It's there. Is that better with the light, or is that better? Is that better, or is that better? Is that better? Or is that better? There we go. I'm sorry, dude. It's weird. Okay, weird shit happens around me. I don't know what's up with my light today. It's doing its own thing. See, every time I get a surge of energy, the light goes up, and it's up, and it's down. And I'm not doing it with my other hand. It's up and it's down. I don't understand. Weird. I'm being weird. I'm sorry, guys. Hey, what's up, Goldie? So yeah, with that said, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Okay. Much love, much love. If you don't have a copy of my new book, Mesmerism: The True Powers of the Witch, I cannot recommend this book enough. Okay. The people that have it will tell you. I think Devin read it and she sent me a message. She's like, dude, I'm about to read that book again because it's that powerful. It really, really is. I, Dr. Hurley, number one or number two? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah, with that said, yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm going to wrap it up, but you guys are making some crazy. I, Dr. Hurley, I don't understand. What the fuck is she talking about? Okay. All right, guys. But yeah, a couple of you that just came in, I told some crazy stories. You have to watch it and play it back later or something like that. But yeah, get my new book. I can't recommend it enough, dude. I really just, it is powerful. Okay, it's powerful. There's nothing else out there like it. And then if you guys check out my Patreon, I'm adding content. I added a shit ton of content on there. But that's where I'm going to be working with or know which people to work with one-on-one. Okay. If you want to work and master the stuff that's in mesmerism, you want to go the adept route. Okay. We're going to cover everything, both books, everything. Okay. If you want to just work on Samhita Diorum and ritual magic stuff, you come in as a practitioner. Then there's like a $10 level, which is just like, I want to be a member and we'll get together and you'll get into Zooms and stuff like that. And you don't have to spend a whole lot of money, you know? So if you guys want to support me and the stuff that I'm doing and get in on these sessions, I'm trying to build a community. Okay. So the idea is to teach people. The only way you can master the skills that are in my book is by practicing them. Okay, you have to practice. You have to practice. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is get everybody together. Okay, especially the adepts, the people that want to learn these skills. I'm going to get everybody together in a group. Okay, the group is going to be separate from this one. Okay, it's going to be a private secret group, totally separate from this one. Get all those people together, and we're going to Zoom together, and then we'll take turns, and then everybody get to practice their skills. I'll watch you attempt to try to mesmerize someone else, and I'm going to give you one-on-one coaching until you can 100% do exactly everything that I can do. Okay, and anybody can do this. So as long as you can talk to somebody and create a sentence, okay, you can learn how to work with spellcraft. So that's my plan, is to try to build that community and bring people together and teach you guys these incredible skills. Okay, and we're going to keep it real, make sure people get results, and make sure you know that the stuff that I'm teaching you is 100%. Okay, all right, so much love. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and keep it real.